When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Good morning. It's Monday, July 20, and this is the Brussels Playbook podcast. The vibe in Brussels today is out of office. Belgium is about to celebrate its National Day, which means there isn't going to be a podcast in your feed tomorrow. But today, we thought we'd bring you something a little different. I'm Zoya, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes of our live recording a few weeks ago when this podcast celebrated its 100th episode in front of a studio audience. After the recording, we held a little Q&A, and that is what you're about to hear. It was a really good night. Dionys, wasn't it a great night?
It was a fun night.
We were all in a very good mood, weren't we?
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Well, we had loads of fun answering the questions from the audience. The whole crew was there. I was there. Ian Wishart was there. Nick Vineker was there. Sarah Wheaton was our MC. Katie Carlson was answering questions. Saga and Dionys, you get to learn a little bit more about them. Even Ben the Man Reninga was there, Dionys.
He indeed was.
He was. And here it is. I hope you enjoy it.
As Zoya said, now we're going to go to a Q&A, so that means we will be having a microphone go around the room. And in fact, while people kind of collect themselves and raise their hand, please do that now, I will go ahead and read one question that has come through on Slido, although I think it kind of answered itself. Is Zoya as animated and energetic in her real life as on air?
I don't think I can answer that about myself. Ian?
Ian is Zoya's boss in the daytime, so yeah, he's well qualified.
And in the nighttime, I roast him.
As usual, I can't get a word in edgeways to answer the question. But yes, thankfully.
Any questions yet from the audience behind me? You can also ask questions to Dionys and Saga, our producers. You can now see how hard their job is.
Actually, I had a question that someone sent me, which was, why do we hate Brussels so much? But we don't.
Oh, that's unfair.
Oh, no. We're all here, right?
We love Brussels.
I've been here 8 years and
Yeah.
counting.
And you go everywhere on scooters and love the size of the town?
Yeah. Well, don't get me started about the scooter, Zoya. We talked about this. Yeah, no, that was one of my favorite stories this year was about the e-scooters. And I'm shamelessly using the podcast to campaign on this. They're going to be banned next year. And
Not if you have your way.
I mean, there's still about 6 months to overturn that.
Yeah, I mean, something we have bonded over about our frustration in Brussels on the podcast is the Sunday closure and early closure of the grocery stores. And that's my favorite kind of third segment that we've done. And I thought it was going to be pretty controversial. I mean, especially for this listenership, but we got some hate mail.
Yeah, people think we're fascists. Neoliberals.
Yeah. New world capitalists.
Yeah.
But anyway.
To be fair, I was born in proper communism. So, I know what that's like.
Can we just remind people you were campaigning for opening on Sundays?
Oh, yeah.
And the listeners said, no.
They don't like
Day
it.
of rest. Okay.
Yeah, they do not like it. Day of rest, don't make them work. What else have we got?
We have a question here.
Ooh.
Hi, Zoya.
Hey.
So, lots of kids graduating today, and some of them are angry at all of us because we're old. And they say we haven't done enough to protect them from climate change, which the heat wave may support. Are we doing enough to protect them, not done yet, to protect them from AI?
Oh, twist. Plot twist. We should ask the voice of the youth, Nicholas Vineker.
I'd literally turn to Catherine. Are we doing enough to protect them from AI? I mean...
Well, you're a former tech editor.
I don't think we've started protecting them from AI. I think we're just starting to protect them from smartphones. I think it's fascinating that some EU countries are now banning access to smartphones for under 16s. And we'll get there with AI as well. I think there'll be rules around that stuff.
Well, Catherine, will AI... Would you take a chip in your brain?
I'm a borderline Gen Z. I'm millennial/Gen Z, so I think that counts me as a semi-young person at least. I think it's also a question of how you're able to keep up. So, like, particularly what we've seen with, like, people's bank accounts and other, like, critical infrastructure that we all need is that stuff can happen very, very quickly. The technological pace is just so much quicker than our ability to actually address those risks. So we really saw it coming out of America about 2 months ago, and Europe is only just catching up now while those risks are still developing, and most of us kind of have no idea what's going on in China because it's a bit of a black box. So we only know about the risks that are coming from the States. So I would lean, like, if we want to, we need to get faster.
I would even just add, to tie it back to podcasting also, the thing that I love about podcasting is the relationship that I've gotten to build and that we've all gotten to build with the audience. I mean, it's incredible intimacy that you let us be in your ear while you're doing sometimes quite intimate activities. And that is so inherently human. And you've gotten to see, we're not perfect here.
How dare you?
Yourself, Sarah.
Again, thanks to our editors, it's not always evident. But I mean, so that is our battle of humans against AI. We have a question over here.
Thank you very much. I'm a proud listener. I liked a lot the Alumi Gate, for example. I have a question. I have a question about the product. So what do you think the podcast will be in the next 3-5 years? Now you have complete dominance, I would say, in Brussels with this format and the morning, your morning format. Do you have like any surprises for the future, new formats or whatever? I would like to know more about how you think you see this thing evolve.
Just 20 minutes of me roasting Ian. That's our next.
I think the challenge for all journalism, and it's probably always has been like that, but it's particularly the case now with new technology, is to go where your audience is. And some of that audience will still want, you see it in the Belgium at lunchtime, you see, a lot of people approaching retirement age still reading the broadsheet newspaper. And at the other end of the extreme, you see people watching TikTok videos and listening to podcasts. So I think the challenge for all of us, whether it's this year, next year, 5 years in the future, is to try to predict where the audience is going to go next and, meeting that challenge, I think.
I don't personally know, but someone once described this podcast to me as a comedy news podcast, and I wonder if we're going to drop the news side at some point and just lean into the funny. But
it's really difficult to get that balance right, because we do want to talk about the news, but you also have to make it accessible and entertaining and thinking. People are listening on their walk to work or in the shower or whatever. So
Yeah, I think, video is perhaps the most obvious thing coming next. We haven't really done much in the way. I see Ben, who's my ultimate master and overlord in the US. He's very keen on the video, but that's something we've been talking about. The problem is...
our faces.
I was going to be subtle, but yeah, look, it's a tough one. Obviously, none of us are television broadcast journalists, so that's going to be an interesting journey that we take. We might have to dress better, because Ian might have put on a suit today, but let me tell you, we're normally in a base, like we're on level 4 in the Politico towers. No one sees us, just Dionys and Saga. No one to judge when we roll in.
I think we need wardrobe budgets.
Oh, okay. That's next step.
There is the afternoon.
That's true. Twice a day. The afternoon, ripe for the plucking, for your drive home.
Who knows?
These are the people to lobby right here if you have thoughts. Any other questions from the room right now? Yes, right here. We'll bring a microphone to you.
Yes, hello everyone. It's very nice to see your faces after listening to you every day. But I was just wondering, I have no background on communication at all. I was just wondering, how is the preparation of the podcast? I'm very interested to hear what time do you wake up, or if it's like in the evening, and how do you prepare to address the topics of the day?
Ooh, that's a good one. I mean, we start thinking about the next day's podcast in around about 2 o'clock in the afternoon usually. And that's when we think about like what might be the topics, what might be the mix. It's linked to our editorial like meetings as well, where we're trying to figure out what's going to be at the top of the website, what's going to be at the top of Brussels Playbook the next day. So usually we start thinking around about that 2:15 mark. And thank God we have Saga and Dionys who like, yeah, it's a big round of applause. So they usually kind of, we'll have a meeting, we'll discuss, we'll decide probably the 3 topics. Not always do we have it all fully locked down at that time, but we've kind of got it most of the way locked down. And then they'll go away and do a bunch of preparation, help us with our notes. So we get like a little briefing which explains some of the stuff. And that's particularly important when we're talking about stuff that we're not personally reporting on. Because the easiest ones, it's funny, they're also the longest. The ones where I've done the reporting or Nick has or Catherine has or Sarah, those are the easiest ones on the one hand because we know more about them. But on the other hand, the hardest because we've got to condense what we know. But yeah, if we don't know anything, then we've got the preparation from Saga and from Dionys with like all of the stuff that we need. And then in terms of when we tape, it really depends on the day. Like some days it's got to be the middle of the night. Like if it's the European Council Summit and we're there until 4 or 5 in the morning, that's just when we tape it. Other days we might do it the night before because we've got varying kind of schedules. So yeah, it just kind of depends. It depends on how busy it is and what the stories are. Some things we can cook the night before. Some things they need to wait until the morning.
Yes, and that actually, I wanna send our last question via Slido to these unsung people whose voices you don't hear, to our producers, Dionys and Saga. This question is, what are the most unhinged bits that editors and producers cut out of any of the episodes? Can we bring, yeah.
We've got a whole folder that we're keeping safe.
And the name is blackmail?
Or when we have to use it. But there is an idea floating of maybe producing an episode of exactly that one day, so stay tuned.
I think I did come into one episode talking about the MFF, and that got cut. So
That Saga has her favorite one.
Because of Ben. Just bossing me around.
Zoya ranting about how much EU officials were paid, that got cut out,
That
didn't
did
it?
get cut out.
Yeah.
Because I want some of that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet you kept Halloumi-gate.
We kept... no, okay,
Ian
so I wasn't...
insulting an entire population.
I wasn't there during Halloumi-gate because I was out... I don't remember... I was in Australia for Halloumi-gate.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, and I was listening to it. I listened to it when everyone else listened to it. And I audibly gasped when I heard Ian declare that halloumi is disgusting. Unbelievable. I was like, wow, we're going to get mail. And then my phone immediately started lighting up with text messages from all of the Cypriot presidency people and various Cypriot friends. And they're like, wow.
How dare you, they were saying.
Yeah, they were saying. They were like, I can't believe you let Ian do this to our people and our nation, the great nation of Cyprus.
We'll give the last word to Saga.
Oh, the MFF is probably my favorite. There was also, I don't even know if I can say this here, but I will anyway. We were doing something FAQ related, and Zoya said, "FAQ me," which I thought was very good, but that did not make it on air for obvious reasons.
Perfect note to end on. Perfect note to end on. Thank you all for joining us to celebrate this 100th episode of the Brussels Playbook podcast. Thanks and have a great evening.
FAQ is in Foreign Affairs Council, Dionys. I'm just saying, so I don't get more emails. All right, folks, that's it from us today. Please do subscribe to the podcast, leave us a nice review, leave us a rating. And to our Belgian listeners, enjoy the National Day tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday.
The right window treatments change everything. Your sleep, your privacy, the way every room looks and feels. At Blinds.com, we've spent 30 years making it surprisingly simple to get exactly what your home needs. We've covered over 25 million windows and have 50,000 five-star reviews to prove we deliver. Whether you DIY it or want a pro to handle everything from measure to install, we have you covered. Real design professionals, free samples, zero pressure. Right now, get up to 40% off site-wide, plus get a free professional measure at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions apply.